Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy OG Benjamin, and I'm back with another video. And as promised, this one is going to be on the new age, in the little stint that I did, you know, in that penitentiary. So basically, my story begins back in 2012, right? You know, it was me and my homies, it's like, hey, check this video out, right? So I'm like, okay. And it was almost like a pamphlet, but in video version, like a video version or whatever. And it's like an old British guy or something. Like he's just like talking about astral projection, and I'm like, what's that? And he's just making it seem like so like, yo, like this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, like. And I'm like, okay, so figured it out. I'm like, okay, all right, that's what that is, so of course I would go and try to do it myself, and I failed on many occasions. And then pretty much like one night, right, I'm asleep, and then the next thing you know, I felt myself like just sinking, and I'm like, bro, what's going on? I just felt myself sinking, I'm like, what's going on? So next thing you know, I'm standing by like I'm in my room, just standing there, and and I'm by like my light switch, so I go to switch it on, nothing. Like my hand is going through the switch, and I'm like, bro, what? So instantly I, instant transmission, if y'all watch Dragon Ball Z, like over to my lamp that I had next to my bed, and I tried to turn that on. Nothing happened. I was like, bro, what? And then instantly, boom, I'm back in my body. And that was like my first experience with astral projection. That was like, it was a crazy experience for me since, I'd never done it before, and that was pretty much the last time it happened. Honestly, I didn't try anymore after that, Okay, so then, like I got into the practice of going to buy I bought like mad crystals and stones, always wore like a crystal necklace. Always had a crystal in my pocket, like all them things, talking about like sleeping with crystals and stones, and doing all kind of crazy things, like sitting in a circle of stones and crystals, and just based on things you hear other new agers talk about, right? So I'm like, okay, all right, whatever, then I got into the practice of lucid dreaming, right? And it was like two dreams in particular that I remember. Like one, I was walking down the street randomly, and all of a sudden I just looked up and I was like, bro, like it's too gloomy. And then I raised my hands up and I did like this, and it pretty much separated the dark clouds, and all of a sudden sunshine came down, and I was like, oh, okay, and maybe like the next night or something, I'm in a dream where me and some girl, like, we're sitting on the couch, and we're on opposite sides of the couch or whatever, and I basically, once I realized I was in the dream, like I pretty much forced myself over to where she was, and was like trying to make a play, you feel me, trying to slide in the DMs or whatever, and like she just like instantly like did like boom, like got out of there or whatever, and I'm like, okay, whatever. After that, again, pretty much done with that type of thing. Then I fell into the aliens, the UFOs, the Europleiadian and Europleiadian and Uran Andromedan, all these things, and then after that, like the dreams came, like seeing, like UFOs like in my backyard, just like hovering there, and I don't know, it was crazy. It was like, what else? Watching a dude named Tolek, and who says he's an Andromeda guy or whatever, you know, who says he met them in the desert or whatever, okay, you know, okay. Like now, you know, you like you see the finesse, like you see a person trying to get a YouTube check, you know. Um, but yeah, I had like everything UFO. Like I'm trying to watch like I was trying to watch like all the alien movies possible to, you know, try to connect with our brothers and sisters in the stars. You know how that go, right? Like they always say that mess or whatever. And I was also listening to the Bobby Hemmett's and Brother Panics about the, you know, like the occult world, you know, like you can do this and you're a god and you're a god and in your past life you was a this and in your past life you was a, so you know it was a lot going on like in my new age experience, you know, including those demonic attacks that I spoke of in my last video. If you know, go check that out, you'll see it. Then, you know, didn't get any grim wars or anything like that, but you know, like I seen like a little spell or whatever, and I was like, okay, well, let me, you know, it was just like a quick little money spell or whatever. Put like a thing, you know, in like a mason jar outside my house with like some coins in it, and I kid you not, like the next day it was like mad flies like in my house, like, and it was weird because there's no way for them to get in, right? There's no way for them to get in the house. But yet, I'm talking about it was like, I don't know, like at least 100 flies. Like you would kill them, and the next thing you know, you sitting there, and you hear zzz, and you're like, what? And you look, it's like another 100, and it's like, okay, right? So I was like, okay, I'm done. But still stuck in a new age, right? And then, you know, this is like, you know, being a dude that comes from a background of like being from the islands, Jamaica specifically, you know, for those of y'all who know, like, you know, the Ubya thing, you know, AKA black magic, voodoo, whatever you want to call it. Like, you know, like we grew up knowing about those things, you know, like knowing people like dealing with those practices or whatever. So, you know, these things kind of seem normal to us, you know, until you, of course, you grow up and you realize like, okay, the finesse in that as well. Right. And it got to the point like with the aliens where like it was weird. Like it was like I was on a planet in the jungles, right? At night. And there was like an old woman holding a little what I thought was a baby at first, but then I realized if y'all are familiar with the UFO terminology or whatever, it was like a mantid or what they, you know, like a praying mantis, but like a humanoid version of that or whatever, but it was like a baby. And then both of them were telling me thank you, and I was like, okay, time to dip. Right, so I then, you know, encountered this girl by the name of Krista Riza, right? She's a YouTuber, you know, shout out to you, Krista. But yeah, like she had a drawing, and in that drawing was that very same being that I saw, like which I'd never seen a day in my life. And after I dreamt it, I then saw it on her profile. So I'm like, oh snap, these things are real. Like these are real beings. These are, you know, like aliens, you know, da da da, whatever, right? Well, you know, I quickly saw the finesse in that as well, you know. And during this whole time, you know, like I'm talking about like in my studio, I had like mad idols. Like I had Buddha, Krishna, Isis, Basset, you know, it was like a cat god or goddess, whatever. Like I had like mad idols sitting on my like, you know, studio desk, like everywhere. Like it was kind of out of control, you know. And I guess I'll go ahead and put it in this video. I was gonna I don't know. I'm getting a feeling the Lord wants me to do that video separately. So I guess I won't talk about that right now. Right? But what I will say is like when I was getting ready to do this video, all of a sudden I got this vibe like, no, don't do it. Don't do this video, you know, just don't do it. Like, And, you know, I was like, okay, yeah, because, you know, I was kind of turned off of doing the video. But then in the process of getting ready, I realized it was the enemy trying to keep me from doing this video, trying to keep me from getting this information out there, you know, from giving my testimony. You understand? Because, you know, I'm sure there's like many people who are, you know, need to hear this, whoever you may be out there, you know, God bless you, you know. Let's see, yeah, so, you know, like once I decided to get saved, I literally saw in a vision a brown box, right? And I saw a hand scraping every single idol off my table into that box, and then, you know, getting rid of it or whatever. So I take it as the Lord saying, hey, get it out of your house, which is what I did. I got rid of the law of attraction books, the hermeneutics books. I can't even remember, but it was just know it was like a pile of stuff that I had to get rid of because I just didn't like the vibe anymore. You know, like the Lord, I guess, gave me that discernment to let me know what was real and what was not, you know, and what was a counterfeit from the enemy, the devil, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him, you know. Yeah, man. But that's pretty much my testimony of being in the new age. Like my thing, I wasn't fully immersed. I simply dipped my toe into that world, you know. And I'm glad it was only a toe because, like, some people, you know, it takes them quite longer to get out of that or whatever. So yeah, so needless to say, I got rid of everything. You know, totally gave my life to the Lord, and I'm trying my best every single day to, you know, walk that straight and narrow path. And the last thing I want to say before I exit this video is I noticed a rapper by the name of NLE Chopper. You know, like recently, you know, he's trying to go to the more positive side of things, you know, stop, you know, with the gun talk and all these, you know, weird talks or whatever. And, you know, he's on the meditation, he's on the crystal healing, you know, like all these things, you know, like, you know, oh, the universe is going to do this and the universe that and namaste, you know, all that. Like, and if you see this, NLE Chopper, just find God, find Jesus, because just use this as a stepping stone. Don't let that be your resting place. You understand? And that's what I did. You know, I used that, actually, God did it for me, really. Like, he was like, okay, I'll send you there. You'll see what that's about. And then you're gonna be like, nah, you know, like, and once I found the Lord, it was like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to rest. This is where I find my eternity. You understand? So, yeah, if you see this, man, meditation won't do it for you. You know, Buddha won't do it for you. Krishna won't do it for you, but Jesus will. Okay? All right. So with that, guys, I just want to say God bless each and every one of you out there in the YouTube verse. And I'll see you in another video. You know, approximately in the next few days, I'll drop another video for you guys. And make sure y'all go check out my song. It will be linked in this video, probably somewhere up here. I'm not sure. But it's called Worship, you know, where I'm worshiping the Lord, letting him know how much I love him, how much I appreciate everything he's done for me in my life, you know, and the life that he's given me thus far. So, yeah, please check that out. Run those numbers up, right? I got new songs coming as well, you know. And we'll see you guys in another video, you know. God bless.